Welcome to Ani the Commerce Guru channel. This is Mr. Anish Parameshwaran, your own commerce teacher.
Dear students, I'm here with a new topic from Business Studies of Class 12th, and the topic is coordination. I repeat, coordination. So as usual, before we move on to the content, let's see the learning objectives. After going through this topic, the learner would be able to understand the meaning of coordination, analyze coordination as the essence of management, understand the nature and importance of coordination. Now let's move on to the topic. As I said already, that we are going to see the topic coordination. It's the last main topic in the first chapter of Business Studies of Class 12th. Coordination is very important from board exam point of view, because normally we could expect minimum one question from this particular topic of coordination. So in this lecture, I'm going to brief you the meaning of coordination and the characteristic features of coordination. Now let's move on to the meaning of coordination. For your convenience, dear children, I have given two meanings for coordination. You could by heart, you could learn either one of these meanings. It will be helpful for you to answer in the board exam, especially for 1 mark question. So the first meaning, I'm going to read it. Coordination is the force which synchronizes all the functions of management and activities of different departments in an organization. I repeat, coordination is the force that synchronizes all the functions of management and activities of different departments in an organization. Dear children, here the most important word in this particular meaning is the word synchronizes. If you use this particular word along with the meaning of coordination, it gives you an added advantage. Synchronizes, the word meaning, synchronizes means to happen at the same time or to move at the same speed as something. So in this context here, we have already learned in one of my previous lectures the different functions of management. So coordination is not a separate function of management, but it is the force that synchronizes all the functions of management, because we know that all these functions need to be performed in an organization. All these functions need to move at the same speed. All these functions needs to happen at the same time. All the activities need to be synchronized. So coordination is the force which synchronizes all the functions of management like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling, and all the activities of different departments in an organization. So the important term to be recalled here is synchronizes. So coordination is the force which synchronizes all the functions of management and all the activities of different departments in an organization. It's very simple meaning you could see here. Coordination is the force which synchronizes all the functions of management, all the functions and all the activities. We could say all the efforts of different departments in an organizations. In brief, we could say that coordination synchronizes efforts. Efforts means both functions or all activities of different departments. So mainly coordinating means we synchronize all the efforts, we synchronize all the functions, all the activities in an organization. That's coordination. I hope it's very simple meaning that I have given. Coordination is the force that synchronizes all the functions of management and all the activities of different departments of an organization. Now let's see the second meaning of coordination. The meaning is given there. Let's see the meaning. Coordination is the common thread. Coordination is the common thread that runs through all the activities of an organization. Coordination is the common thread that runs through all the activities of an organization. All the activities, different activities in an organization is given here as purchase, production. Let's see the activities once again. What are the activities? Common activities in an organization. Coordination is the common thread that runs through all the activities of an organization. Let's see first what are the different activities. Purchase, production, sales, finance, marketing, inventory management. All these are some of the common activities in an organization. And we have seen that what is coordination? Coordination is the common thread. It's a common thread that runs through all the activities I have mentioned here, common activities of an organization, and coordination is the common thread. Let's see coordination is the common thread that pass through all the activities of an organization. Once again, what is coordination? Coordination is the common thread that pass through purchase, different activities of an organization. You could see purchase, production, sales, finance, marketing, inventory management, etc., etc. And coordination is the common thread that pass through purchase, production, sales, finance, marketing, inventory. So that thread, that common thread is called as coordination. The common thread that runs through all the activities of an organization. I hope this is much more simpler meaning of coordination. Now let's move on to the characteristics of coordination. Characteristics of coordination. As you know, dear children, we are going to see some of the points. We are going to see in this particular lecture, we are going to see 5 characteristic features of coordination. So again, it's a problem for you to memorize the points. If you could, I'm going to give you a sentence, a meaningful sentence. If you could learn that sentence, it means you are going to learn the characteristics of coordination with ease. Let's see what is the sentence I'm going to give you. It's given there, It's the responsibility of all managers. I repeat, it is the responsibility of all managers. What's the responsibility? Let's see. To deliberately integrate group efforts and ensure unity of action continuously in an organization. First, let's see the sentence in detail. Let's analyze this particular sentence. It is the responsibility of all managers. I think this particular phrase, it's easy for you to learn. Nothing much difficulty in that particular phrase to learn. It's the responsibility of all managers. What's the responsibility? What's the responsibility of all managers? Deliberately integrate group efforts. What's that? Deliberately. Deliberately means intentionally, not by chance or by luck. Deliberately, intentionally, consciously. So it's the responsibility of all managers. I repeat, it's the responsibility of all managers to deliberately, means intentionally, consciously integrate group efforts. Integrate group efforts. Bring together all the efforts of different people in the organization. Integrate group efforts. Not only that, and ensure unity of action. Ensure unity of action means everybody's action should be towards common goal. That means organization, to achieve organizational goals. I repeat, it is the responsibility of all managers to deliberately, intentionally, consciously integrate group efforts and ensure unity of action continuously. It's not a one-time job. Continuously you have to integrate group efforts. Continuously you have to integrate group efforts. Continually you have to ensure unity of action, and it should be done deliberately by managers. It is the responsibility of all managers deliberately integrate the group efforts and ensure unity of action continuously in an organization. Continuously in an organization. I hope you are able to by heart this small sentence. It is the responsibility of all managers. What's the responsibility? Deliberately integrate group efforts and ensure unity of action continuously in an organization. I hope you learned this sentence. Now we are going to see the characteristics of coordination point by point. All the 5 points that I am going to discuss are there in this particular sentence. That's why I ask you people to by heart this, to learn this particular sentence, because all 5 characteristics that I am going to explain further are given in this particular sentence. Now let's see the characteristics of coordination one by one. The first characteristics, as it was given in the previous sentence, coordination is the responsibility of all managers. In the very first sentence that I have given you, it was given there, it is the responsibility of all managers. Responsibility of all managers. That's the first characteristics of coordination. What is that? Coordination is the responsibility of all managers. Coordination is the responsibility of all managers. All managers. It's not the responsibility of top level alone. It's not the responsibility of lower level alone. It is not the responsibility of middle level managers alone. It is the responsibility of all the managers in an organization. That's the first characteristics of coordination. Coordination is the responsibility of all managers. I hope it's easily you could learn this characteristics. If you have learned this particular sentence, then it is easy for you to learn all the 5 characteristics of coordination. Responsibility of all managers. Second one is deliberate. Third one is integrate group effort. Fourth one is ensure unity of action. And fifth one, it's a continuous process. So this is what we are going to see as points in the further section of this lecture. First one, it's already explained to you. Coordination is the responsibility of all managers. For the students to make note, you can have one sentence for it. I have given a sentence of explanation for the point. You could see here, coordination is the responsibility of all managers in an organization. Top level managers need to coordinate with middle level and lower level managers to ensure that the overall plans are being carried out. Middle level managers coordinate their respective department activities. Lower level managers coordinate the daily activities of workers. That means coordination is not the responsibility of a single manager. It is the responsibility of all managers. Means top level managers, middle level managers and lower level managers. All the managers are responsible for bringing coordination in an organization. I hope it is clear. A very simple point and a very simple explanation for it. Let's see the second characteristics of coordination. The second characteristics of coordination is very simple thing. Coordination is a deliberate function. I hope you could recall the sentence that I have given previously. It is the responsibility of all managers to deliberately. So that has come here. What is that? Coordination is a deliberate function. Already I explained the meaning of deliberate. Means it's not by chance or it's not by luck or it is not unintentional. It is intentionally done by the managers. So coordination is a conscious process, conscious activity, intentionally done by the managers. So coordination is a deliberate function. For the sake of students who are making note, for them a single sentence note for this particular point, you can have this note in your notebook even. I'm going to read it. A manager has to coordinate the efforts of different people in the organization in a conscious and deliberate manner. Means coordination in an organization does not come by itself. It does not come by chance. It needs to be brought in an organization consciously and deliberately by a manager. That's the meaning of this particular characteristics of coordination. Coordination is a deliberate function, intentionally, consciously brought in by the managers in an organization. Coordination is intentionally, deliberately, consciously brought into the organization by managers. I hope it is also clear. We are moving on to the third characteristics feature of coordination. That is, coordination integrates group efforts. Hope you remember the sentence that I have given in the beginning of this particular lecture. It is the responsibility of all managers to deliberately integrate the efforts, integrate group efforts. So that's the point I have given here. Coordination integrates group efforts. Coordination integrates group efforts. The meaning I have given here: coordination unifies diverse interest of people in organization into purposeful work activity. I repeat, coordination unifies diverse interests. We know that in an organization, people come with a different interest. They have individual interest to be satisfied, but an effective coordination unifies interest of people in the organization, unifies diverse interest of people in the organization into purposeful work activity. It gives a common focus to group effort to ensure that performance is as it was planned and scheduled. I repeat, coordination gives a common focus to group efforts to ensure that performance is as it was planned and scheduled. So a very simple meaning I have given here. Coordination, the characteristics of coordination is: coordination integrate group effort. People come to organization with a diverse interest, but an effective coordination integrates such group efforts and into purposeful work activity. Hope it's also clear. Let's move on to the fourth characteristics of coordination. That is, coordination ensures unity of action. Coordination ensures unity of action. The purpose of coordination is to secure unity of action in the realization of a common purpose. Let's see what's the meaning that I have given here for you to make a note of the point. Coordination acts as a binding force. Coordination is a binding force between departments and ensures that every activity is aimed at achieving organizational goals. That means coordination make it sure, or coordination ensures that all the efforts, all the activities in an organization are aimed towards achievement of organizational goals. All the activities of the organization, all the functions of managers, all the work of workers, all the activities, all efforts are aimed at the common goal of the organization. This is ensured by effective coordination. This is also one of the characteristics of coordination. Coordination ensures unity of action. Now we are moving on to the fifth and final characteristics of coordination. Coordination is a continuous process. Coordination is a continuous process. Coordination is not a one-time function, but it's a continuous process. It's not a one-time. We are not doing coordination deliberately for a single time, but it's a continuous process. For making a note of it, you could note down this one in your notebook. That's coordination is not a one-time function, but a continuous process. It begins at the planning stage and continues till controlling. Here you could see the different functions of management like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. After planning, we go for organizing, then staffing, directing, controlling, then again planning, and coordination is there in all these functions. Coordination is there in planning, coordination is there in organizing, coordination is there in staffing, coordination is there in directing, coordination is there in controlling. So since all the functions of management like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling, they continue in an organization, thus we could say that coordination will also exist until the organization exists. So it's a continuous process. Coordination is a continuous process, and this particular paragraph you could make as a note in your notebook. Hope it is clear. So 5 points I have given. Once again, if you want to see the sentence that I have given at the beginning, what was the sentence? It is the responsibility of all managers to deliberately integrate group efforts and ensure unity of action continuously in an organization. We just recall this particular sentence. The first characteristic was coordination is the responsibility of all managers. This was the first characteristics. Then second one was it is done deliberately by managers, consciously by managers in an organization. Deliberately, it is a deliberate function. Coordination is a deliberate function. That was the second one. Then the third one was coordination integrates group effort. This was the third one. Then the fourth one was coordination ensures unity of action. This was the fourth characteristics of coordination. Then the fifth one was coordination is a continuous process. One more characteristic, a common characteristic, if you want, you could add that coordination is a pervasive function. Coordination is all pervasive function. So I hope the meaning and characteristics of coordination, it's clear to you all.